All right, good morning. I'm going to start this because I have a hard stop at noon, so I'm going to get going here. Hopefully, others will join as this moves along. But as usual, I'm going to start with upcoming economic calendar, and we have relatively a quiet week upcoming. Only one major day. So Tuesday, just some, you know, trade export import stuff. I don't see anything big there. Nothing on Wednesday for the economy. Just got the usual oil. Thursday though will be the big day. Inflation is coming out. So for the month over month, it's actually supposed to go down a tick from 0.3 to 0.2, and then year over year it's supposed to tick down again, get down to 3.8, and then the rate is actually supposed to just tick up a little, 0.1 to 0.2, and then the year over year is going to go 3.1 to 3.2. So be interesting to see how the market reacts to that. You got one that's coming down. Well, and then we got to see what the actual numbers come out, which one's correct. So, if it continues to go down, I think, market could definitely get a boost if they see that. If it starts to tick up, then I think there's going to be more talk of the fears of maybe the Fed won't be cutting interest rates as much as people are hoping for in 24. So inflation on Thursday, and then PPI and core PPI on Friday, and those are supposed to just tick up a little bit. So previous was 0, and they're both tenth and 2/10. So we'll see where those come in. So, but overall, quiet week on data as opposed to last week. All right, let's move on. Let me just do a quick check and see if. All right, 2 viewers here. All right, so welcome. And let's see, where's my chat? Okay, KC, morning. Oil looks ready for the next wave higher. Yeah, we'll take a look at oil. Okay, going to start off. I got the dollar up. We'll start with the usual. We'll go back. Start with the market indexes. S&P. To me, this looks. Let me go down to a 30-minute. This is looking like a diagonal just played out, coming down. So 5 waves, and then they made a shallow correction. But I think what this is going to end up being is a running flat here, because this to me just looks like 1, 2, 3 waves, and now they're really coming up pretty strong. So I think they'll come up a little bit more, maybe like 47.08 or 47.10, 12, something like that, and then get rejected once more. And so we'll have this look. That look. So it'll be like one. Draw that. So it'll be like, this will be one, either 1 or A, and then this will be either 2 or B, and then it'll come down. And so then we'll have to watch this wave as it comes down. And let me clean that off, because that'll be the important wave. So I think this will come up, get rejected, and then this wave coming down will tell us what this all is. Is it just an ABC, and then they'll give a big correction up, and then still one more down? So like that'll be A, that'll be B, and this will be C. I think this is all just correction. I don't think anything has changed. So I'm expecting this correction, after this big move up from October. I think it's just going to be a shallow correction, one more to go break that top, that 48.18 level on this chart. Like I said, because I think this is all just part of a much bigger running flat. And so I think this is going to complete the C wave of this B wave, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, but this wave will be the key wave, because if it gets really strong, then this could be making a really big impulse. You know, because that'd be one, come up here for two, and if this gets really strong, then that's probably three, you'll get a four, and then you're still going to get a five, and then you'll get the correction and then down. So, because I'd like to see three waves for the correction before they resume up. So, for the short term, I see just a little bit more up, but I think there's going to be a bigger wave going down. And if we slide over to the Nasdaq, it's pretty much the same thing, a little bit different. It's not super clear. This looks like one wave. We're on the S&P. It was a clear 5-wave move. It looks like there was just a bunch of running flats on here, but this looks all like just one move. And now they're doing something here, and so it's just like the S&P. I see this as very. Actually, this I saw as when you drill down to it, it's a leading diagonal. And so now I see this as just a 1, 2, 3 correction. So I'd like to see them come up. Now they don't have to come and break that, but you know, we need a strong 5-wave move. It's got to be 5 waves. So they, could be just short of that. It could come all the way up into this box that I have. And then I think that'll just be all the correction. So it'll come down, ABC, and then one more down. So I think both the S&P and the Nasdaq, they got one more up, and then still one more down to break that low that they set on Friday. So short term up, but I think there's still, I don't think this is all, first of all, it doesn't look corrective, and I don't think that would be all the correction for this big 5-wave move up. So I'd like to see just a little bit up and then one more down, and then here would be a really good place to start looking for the buy setups. And the Russell, it's kind of mimicking more of the Nasdaq look, just very impulsive, straight down. There's just little 3-wave little pullbacks. Here's like a little probably contracting flat, but it's not real clear, but it just looks just very much one wave down. So I like to see, this was obviously very impulsive. This is very clear 3-wave. So I like to see them come up and then get rejected. So just like the Nasdaq, get somewhere near that high in a 5-wave move, and then get rejected one more time, so that we can have at least 1, 2, 3, and that potentially could be all the correction, and then resume back up. I think for the Russell, it'd be better if it can make a little bit bigger correction up to really give strong you're getting divergence on the lower time frame, so it definitely looks like it could go up. But yeah, break that low on Friday one more time, and then we'll have to see down here. But I'd only be down here looking for the buy setups. All right, slide over now to the dollar and go out to the bigger time frame, 4-hour. So as I've been saying, this is going to be, I think, a leading ending diagonal. So I think this ABC, I think that's 1, and the target is to come, not break that low, but break. I gotta go out to a daily. Break that low, 99. So I think all of this is 1, and now I think they're just in the process of making 2. So if we drill in, and we'll go down to a 2-hour. I don't think that this spike is real. Like when I look at all of the other currencies, and we'll take a look at them, the euro and the pound. Like nobody, even the yen, they didn't have this spike here on, what day was that? Tuesday at 8 o'clock Central Time. nobody had a spike like this. So sometimes this DXY chart, they get these like phantom moves. That was like a really big move. So I haven't seen anything. Now maybe it was something like I don't know, the Swedish krona or something had some flash crash. Actually, it would have went up on the Swedish. But I think that that's fake. So to me, that all this is so far is just one, two, three waves, which is all it. We're looking for a three-wave move. So that could be two, because I think this ABC is one. That could be two. I think that's just going to be the A wave. So like this A, came down for an A, created a B, and then a C. I think this is A. And then they had this sharp sell-off. So I like to see them actually come down one more time. So like three waves for the A, three for the B, and then still one more up for the C. Just make this two-way, considering like how much time this took for this first wave. Like for that to be two, that'd be just a really quick, shallow correction. Like they could like just buy up some more time. It just make this two look a little bit bigger to me. So, down here, maybe looking for a buy setup, but I don't think I'd be buying the dollar. I'd only be looking for sell setups. And I think you'd be able to sell it back up here. So like 103.20, could go, real high. I mean, there's nothing stopping it from going to 104s, but I don't think they'll be making a huge correction here. But I think definitely one more up, and then look for the sell setups, something above that 103.10 level. So starting at like 103.20 would be really good to look to go down for that third wave. So now when we slide over to like the euro, you could see the euro didn't have any of that spike going on. What day was that? The second? Or on Tuesday it was. Yeah, the second. Yeah, there's no spike here on the euro, So I think that was just a phantom. But anyway, so the euro to me looks like they're making a running flat here, and it could be that this is done. Now, if they come and break this low, if they break that, then this is not a running. Oh no, sorry, not a running flat. A diagonal. So I think this is 1, 2, 3. I think that's 1, 1, 2, 3. That's 2, 1, 2, 3. That's 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 4. So they actually could, if they wanted, break that one more time, but it can't break that level. So that's the invalidation point. But this could be just the A wave, and then they're going to give like a little quick B wave, and then still one more down. But I don't think it's going to go very far, like down into the low 108s. I don't think it would do that. It might just break it one more time, just try to trap some people. But I think that's 1, 2, 3. Either 4 is in, or maybe they'll have one more down wave to complete the 4, and then one more up for the 5th. So that's the euro. Pound, same overall movement, just a different structure. I think this was all leading diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now this is a running flat. So this is a three-wave move for B, and then they completed an ending diagonal here for a C, so A, B, C. So this is 1, 2, and now I think they're starting the third wave, and they already gave a pretty strong indication that the third wave is starting. Here's some type of a pullback. I would expect, maybe a couple more waves up and down, but this is just the start of the third. So that's the first wave. This will be 2, come up with 3, 4, and 5. Probably more higher than that, but that'll be 1. This will be 2, and then now they're coming up for 3. And I still think the target is not only to break that 131 high, but to come up here, 137. So I think, this third wave, who knows where it'll end, but that'll be 3, you come down for 4, and then still go up for a 5th wave and get pretty dang close to that. All right, we'll take a quick look at CAD. So CAD's getting, let me fix that. CAD's getting a little interesting here. I was expecting that this was a WXYXZ. Now they were going to go up. And it looked like this was a diagonal. I still think it is. But this is a much deeper retracement than I was expecting. So obviously, I'm wrong if they break 139. So far, what I see is just, here's an ABC, ABC, and then here's an ABC, and then this looks pretty strong, like a 5-wave move down. So it could be that this whole thing, this ABC, that was A, that was B, and that was C for a very, very deep retracement. And now so far I do see 1, 2, 3, 4, but this doesn't look like 5 to me, unless this whole move up was a leading diagonal. But it looks to me like this was 1 and 2. I was thinking that was going to be 3, 4, and this was 5, but I don't see how. This only looks like 3 waves up. So what I'm thinking is that they just made an expanding flat for the 4th wave. And they're giving a pretty strong indication that that is what it is. As soon as they came down, they just bounced right off of it. So I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're going up for 5. So obviously, if you're trading this, those are your 2 key levels. They need to break this before they break that. And then we'll have 5 waves. And then after that 5 wave, then they'll give a big correction. Then they might target down here, take out some stop losses before they resume back up. So all I'm looking for is buy setups to break that top. So I wouldn't be buying maybe right here. If you could get a little bit, this looks pretty impulsive, so get some type of pullback here. Because then this should be a 5-wave move, and that's probably 1. So that would be 2. And then you'll get a 3, 4, and a 5. So I'd be buyer, but a little bit lower just to give you a better risk to reward. Because if they break that, then something else is going on here. And there could be, if they break that, then they might be breaking that too. So I think that has to be your stop loss. But that's why I'd want a little bit deeper pullback before resuming back up. All right, yen. All right, so the yen, I thought they had completed, I thought that was A, B, and C, and because I thought that this was going to be, this move down was looking like a 5-wave move. So 1, 2, 3, and then I thought that was going to be 4, come down for 5, and that would complete C. But they didn't. They just went back up. So I think they created an ending diagonal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for C. Now the other possibility is that this is just 1, 2, 3. That's A. 1, 2, 3. That's B. This looks like 3 waves to me, though. But maybe this was W. This is X. This is Y, because this is almost looking like a running flat right here. Because I can count 5 waves here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'd only be looking for buy setups on the dollar, on the dollar yen, because you know, as I've been saying, this was a 5-wave move, and so I want to see this to be a correction and then go up one more time. Now this could be, oops, a running flat. And they're going to come and hit that one more time, that low, and then go. I could definitely see that. And then that all that means is that the B wave is over here, C wave slides to there. So no matter what, I'm only looking for buy setups. So because, let's drill back in, because this is a 5-wave move, that needs to correct, even, you know, for it to go up. So this is 1 wave down. This only looks partially like the B wave. You know, that looks like just 1 wave up. So I'd expect like some type of down, at least one more up. Maybe, you know, they can chop around for a while. But then there still needs to be one more, you know, because that's not all the correction. So I think that's just the first part of the correction. You get correction up, correction down. This would be the first place to start looking for a buy setup on the yen, like 143.20 or so. That, you know, look for one there. But you got to know that there is the possibility that this is going to come all the way down to break that one more time. So you'll know based on this wave coming down. Because if this is 1, and then this is 2, this third wave needs to end like way down here. Because then you get a 4 and a 5. Or they might come down in a diagonal format. But there is the possibility that this is a running flat over here, and that just completed the B wave, and now they're coming down for the C. So you have to make a decision. If you buy here, where's your stop loss? You know, is it something way low underneath here if they do come and break it, or are you gonna like maybe just put on like a real small position here, and then if they do break it, then you can look to add another position down there. So now your average is more like down here somewhere. That'd be one way to play it, but you have to make a decision on what you're going to do if they do spike it all the way down, or maybe you just wait for them to break that, because if this happens, you know, like they do like a B, C, and then they come and break it, that's not a running flat, and then I really don't see them coming back down to break that. Then I think this is all upside to go break the top. So that would be the other way. You know, maybe you just wait for them to break that, and then if they do come and break down here, then that's the great place to look for the buy, is down there. So got a couple ways to play that. All right, I see some messages coming on here. Emerald or Julian. Yes, good morning, sir. All right, so I don't know what time you joined. I didn't see what, you don't have timestamps on this, but I just started this video just saying I have a hard stop at noon here, so doing that course training. So trying to go through all this as quickly as possible. We did the stock indexes, currencies, and KC looking at oil. Yeah, I agree with that assessment that oil. Oh, hold on. Let me just make sure I'm done with the currencies. Yeah, that was the yen. So yeah, that's the last currency. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do oil now. Quick update on oil. And as I said in my video, I don't think anything has changed since my video. I think this move up was A, and this was B. And when was my video? On Wednesday, so it was on. This is, yeah. So oil was here. Yeah, up here when I did my Wednesday video. So it's looking really good for oil. I mean, there is one pattern that says that this comes all the way down to break this B level one more time. You know, because that could be the A wave of B, and this could be like a 1, 2, 3, 4B, and then they'll come down for the C, and that would complete B, and then they'll go up. That's a possibility, but when I drill in on oil, to me, this doesn't look done. I'm gonna have to go down to 30 minute. So this looks very clear that you got a 1, 2. I guess it could be an A, a B, and then this is gonna end up being some type of a C wave and then down. But it's definitely not done, whatever this is. I gotta go really down, because this to me looks like 1, and then this is like a running flat here. So 1, 2, and they didn't break that top, and they should have. So that's why I think this is 1, 2. They didn't break that low, and so I think we got a 1, 2, and then a 1, 2. So I'm thinking that this all resolves itself higher. This 1, 2, and then it's going to be 3, 4, 5, somewhere like that, and that 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be just a third wave, and then you got this 1, 2. That'll be 3, 4, and then 5. So I only see more up, and that would make more sense, because then you'd have this 1, 2, and then they'll easily be able to break 76 in a 5-wave pattern. So I for right now, I only can see bullish waves. I don't know how this would end, like, would end like just here, 1, 2, 3, and then go down. Like, I mean, there's the wave counts here don't make sense for it to reverse and be heading down. So yeah, definitely think oil has a lot more up. Julian, I'll rewatch. Did have a look at the 10-year. Nope, haven't looked at the 10 years yet, or the 2 10s yet. I'll do that after oil. So yeah, I think this correction for oil is done. The B wave is obviously very deep, and I only see more up. So I think AB, and now it could be go out to a 4-hour. I mean, there is a possibility that instead of this just being A and B, it could be 1 and 2. We'll have to see when oil does break 76. If it gets really strong, then this could be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're making like a diagonal. Then they'll correct, and that'll take a long time to happen. But there is a potential for that. I'm only looking at this as correction, because this was a 5-wave move down. So I want some type of ABC correction, and then still one more down. But I think oil's got more up to go. So that's why I'm definitely leaning towards the B being in and not one more drop. All right. Yeah, let's take a look at the yields. So I think the 2-year is just in the 4th wave. So I got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, this was 3. Oh, wait. 3, 4, 5. Oh, yeah, and then this is doing a diagonal. So I think this is 3. I think they're just in the 4th wave, and then they got one more down for the 5th wave. And it's possible that it's done, because it looks to me like this is 1, 2, and 3. Now, this is really, really sharp, so there is a possibility that we have a running flat going on here. So something like that, because you did get a strong reaction after it came down. So there could be one more push up, but I definitely think that they've got one more wave down to break 423, and then there's going to be a really big correction. So, but if they do come, if this is 4 up there, and this was the start, then this should come up, correct, go back up, and then if it does obviously come and break that, then that looks really good that they're coming all the way down. And this is all the start of the 5th wave coming down. So breaking that would be, where is that? Yeah. Breaking that would be, oops, no, that's not it right there. Breaking that 4316 one more time would invalidate that being a running flat. And then this very well could be all the correction. So let's see, but I think that this needs to probably will kind of come down and it's gonna bounce around. It needs to correct. So it's, think down and up and then maybe down and up one more time or something. But it probably will correct. If it's gonna come down, it needs to like correct like this, and then start to work its way down. Because if it just comes down here, that could be all the correction. That could be 1, 2, and then you're on your way for 3, 4, and 5. So one of those two ways should be playing out. Then when we look at 10-year, a little different wave count, but overall the same thing. See, this has 5 waves down to here and then a running flat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this was 5. So to me, this is done. And this is the first zone that I'd be looking at for the 10-year to get rejected from. And so far I do see just 1, 2, 3 waves. Now I don't see, like on the 4-hour chart, there's no divergence anywhere. So I would think that this first move down is just, the A wave, you're going to get a B wave, a C wave, and then still one more up. So, and that would kind of make sense. I mean, that big, long of a drop, can't imagine that they're just going to do a simple 3-wave, very shallow correction and then head back down. I think at a minimum, they'll have one more wave up, and this thing could obviously turn into, something much bigger, but I don't think that that's all the correction. So I think there'll still be one more wave down, but then I think it's got to come up at least one more time to break that 410 that they set. And then we'll have to see on this wave up. Is that just a 5-wave move, and then that could be it? But if this wave comes up in 3 waves, could very well be that's 1, that's 2, and then that would be 3, 4, 5, and then you got a leading diagonal. And then they'll be making a bigger correction, which kind of makes sense. I mean, that was a pretty sustained down move without any big correction. So could be making just one more move up, give a shallow correction and down. Then that looks like just an A, B, C to me. But if they do make a bigger correction, then that could be like a 1, 2, or it could be still just an A, B. But either way, it's got to come down. I mean, if they're this 5-wave move, get a correction and then down. Just a matter of how big of this correction is it going to be. All right. And then XBI. So let's take a look. Been really tracking this, and it's getting a lot of talk now in the news. So I posted that in Discord on, I think it was Wednesday, and then yesterday on CNBC they had another little segment where they talked about biotech, and they had another analyst come on TV talking about how bullish biotech looks for 2024. So go out to a daily chart here. There's a couple patterns that are going on here. I see this move down from the February 21 high, just as an A, B, C move. And the only question is, after this big 5-wave move up, is that all the correction? And it's deep enough for it to be. So it could be that that's all the correction. And so then the next stop is to come and take out that 175 high. The other pattern then is that this ABC, that's just A. And then they're going to be creating a 3-wave for B and then one more down for C. So that's the bearish case, is that ABC, that was A, and we're just completing a B wave here somewhere. I mean, I don't know where it's going to end, but we're just finishing, this will be A, B, and C. We could still have one more down, so you always got to have that in the back of your mind. But for me, this isn't done yet, this up move. So even if this is going to turn out to be A, B, and C, and then we're going all the way back down to break 61, this up move doesn't look done to me. So if we drill in, I see this right here. From here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. And then we got this 1, 2. So this was all 3. And now we're coming down for 4. And I don't think the 4th wave is in yet. So drilling in again, 30-minute chart. I think this is going to turn out to be a running flat here. So I got this as a leading diagonal down to here. And then this was a really strong move up. And then I just see this as 1, 2, 3 waves. And that's the reason that I think this is a running flat. So I think this is all the B wave. I think that's A, this is B, and now they're coming up. And I think they need to, well, I know that they would have to come up higher for this to be a running flat. So, somewhere like around 90, 89, 90, somewhere up in here. So a little bit higher than where they are right now, not a whole lot. And then that would complete that look. And then it'll come back down one more time, because I'd really like to see them at least get down to 85, mid 85s. And, they could go all the way down to 81. But if they're going to make this as an impulse, and that's 1, and that's 2, and that was 3, 4 should definitely come into this box here, and then go up. And so buy setups down here are, wow, I just think that's extremely high probability that if you can get something down in here, that they're going to go back up to break that 92 at least. And then it's just a matter of, what is this whole, let me go at the 4 hour, what is this whole pattern? Because if they're going back down to break 61, they don't necessarily have to break 95. I would think they would, because there's got to be a few stop losses sitting there. Like if they wanted to run stop losses and then reverse it down, I would think that that's what they would do, is break 95 and then reverse it, and not stop short of 95 and then reverse it. So, but either way, I think it's extremely high probability, like 90% probable. I think there's a high 90% probability that they, from down here, 84 or so, 85, something, that they'll go and break 92 and probably break 95. So that's a really good, what is that? At least little over 9% to break 92, and then if they were to march all the way up, you're looking probably at 13 to 14% move if they do go break 95. So I think that's just a really good looking trade. Now the other possibility is that instead of making an impulse, let me clean this up, is that they're going to, this was A, B, and then a 5-wave move for C. So if they do come flying through this zone, and they're like down into the 80s or upper 70s, then they're going to be making an ending diagonal. So this ABC, that'll be 1, and then they'll like do that, and that'll be 2, and then they'll reverse and go up for 3. So I only see, I don't see how this whole thing could end in 3 waves. Like this should end in 5 waves if they're going to go down and break out 61. So there's 2 patterns. It's either going to stop in here and go up to at least break 92 and give you a 5-wave pattern, or that completed the first wave, and now it's going to be a diagonal, and then they'll come down in 3 waves for 2 and then go back up. So, but even if you bide like somewhere down in here, even if they were going to go back down, it would be just a short term. And at least you get this. You could, at least if you want to get out for a break-even trade, and then just let that resolve itself, and then maybe can get in lower. But yeah, I just think XBI is looking good, but not right here, not at 89. I think you could get it much cheaper. All right. And just want to do a really quick look. I only got 13 minutes left here. I want to do a quick look at natural gas, since that's a favorite for a lot of people. I've been looking at something. Let me just make sure that there's no other comments. Oh, can we have a look at VRSS, please? Yeah, let me do that right after this. I've been looking at natural gas because I'm just trying to figure out this structure here. And there's this one wave that changed a lot for me. This wave over here. So this was this wave. It was only 3 waves. And when we were right here, was this on Wednesday? No, it wasn't. I was expecting them to have a pullback and still one more up to complete that 3rd wave, because I thought they were making an impulse here. But because this ended in 3 waves, that tells me that this whole wave here is a diagonal. I wanted them to pull back and go up one more time and be 5 waves, because then this whole thing would look 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that would be 3. This would be 4, and then that would be 5. And then this whole thing was going to be an impulse, and then they would come down for 4. But that one wave changed everything for me. So this being an ending diagonal then tells me that this is that was 1. Why did I move the 1 over? The 1's over here. That was 2. That's 3. This is 4. And the 5's not done. But this is all a diagonal. But that tells me then that this is 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me move this. I don't know why this 1 shifted. Should be over here. So that, if that's 1, 2, and then you got a 5-wave move, that could be, this could be all the correction over here. So it could be that this is A, B, and then here's your 5-wave move for C. And that big move could be all the correction. And I'll tell you why I'm now looking at that. When I look at this chart, UNG, United States Natural Gas Fund, I've been looking at this for a while when we were down over here, and I was trying to figure out what the heck was this going to turn out to be. This chart very much looks like they're coming down in a diagonal. So this is back in August of 22, the high came down, made this flat. And then from here, they've come down in three waves. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3. That's 3. And so now that's why I look at this and it's 1, 2, and then this is a 5-wave move up. And like I said, I don't think it's done yet. I think this will come up a little bit higher. We're getting really close to that $6 level, so nice big fat round number. And that would be a perfect place because it would fit right in this channel here for a diagonal. So 1, 2, 3, come up a little bit higher, finish 4, and now we come down for 5. So I'm really looking at this chart, and that's what made me recount these waves. So there's a potential that we are going to be. It doesn't look done yet. This 5th wave, drilling in here, it's got to be 3 waves, and there's been no, I got to really drill in. There's just this little correction there, and then there was like a little pullback here, and then a little pullback. I don't, unless this is all the correction. That's like A, that's B, and then this is going to be like some type of 5-wave move up. But they'll probably break that top. I mean, they're so close to it. But I'd almost like to see them just break that top. That looks like all just one move to me. Give a little correction, and then still go back up one more time. Finish that 5th wave. So that's what I'm looking at. This wave here, go into a 4-hour. This wave coming down will tell everything. Because if it just comes down in 3 waves, then that's going to be pretty scary. Because then this could be 1, 2, and then this could be a leading diagonal. So that'd be 1 correction, and then they're going to go back up. So assume that they're going to come and break that high that they set on Friday one more time. And then this move coming down is going to be the all-important wave. Is it 3 ways or 5 ways? So we'll be watching that. We'll watch that in Discord. All right, I only got a few minutes here, so let's take a quick look at VRSF. All right. Yeah, we haven't looked at this in a while. All right, so yeah, just correcting here. So, we can take these lines off. These lines don't mean anything anymore. Let's slide that one up here. All right, so to me, this looks very much like a diagonal. One, what is this? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Who's lower? Oh, this one's lower. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I think that's 1. Here's a running flat. 1, 2, 3. That's 2. And then it could be that this right here, this 1, 2, that could be 3. And now they're in the process of making 4, because this looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an impulse. Here's an A, B, C. Need another 5-way move, and you might even have it already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Need a 5-way move. Could be a contracting flat here, or they might come down one more time to break 110. But if this is going to be a diagonal, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. Either 4 is right here at 116, or they'll come down and break that 110 one more time. 1, 2, 3 for 4. But then you're going to get a 3-way move up for 5. So I think you're right around here, aren't you? 146, 47. So if they do reverse up, I would heavily think about getting out here once they break 46, somewhere a few cents higher, because that'll be a five-way move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then at some point, who knows how high they'll go, maybe into the 50s. But at some point, then I would think you're gonna get a pretty big correction. Could be a shallow correction, who knows what type of, could be a running flat, who knows. But the potential there for them to like pull back a lot is pretty great. So at least take partial profit up here once they break 46. But then, the farther this thing drops, that's an automatic buy, because I don't see, let's make sure. Yeah, I don't see them that doesn't match up. Like, it can't be a running flat to something over here. So if that's a five-way move, let's say they get to like 50 or something, any pullback, down to 20, or, if you could get it down to $1, that's just got to be an automatic buy, because there's got to be at least one more up. I'm just looking at it from the perspective of, is this all the correction? Because it could be that was pretty impulsive. So this could just be A, B, C correction, and then they'll do one more down before they spike it back up. So, but yeah, this correction after this five-way move, that's a automatic buy. So the lower it goes, it'd be great. So a couple of ways to play it, you take partial profits or play it with options or something. But yeah, I'd be expecting a pullback after they break up. Yeah, 147. Yeah, do you think we'll reach that red box there? Let's see. So actually, yeah. 171, which would be right in the middle of that box, is a high probability target. But like I said, you're gonna have to really watch it once it breaks 46, because at any moment, you'll have five waves, and at any moment, then it can reverse. Now, it might, like I said, it might just be a shallow correction, maybe only come down into the 120s or something, and then spike back up. But could also, make a, big 50, 60, 70% retracement before it goes back up. But, so I think the ultimate target is either going to be on the initial wave, it'll get into this box, or after it corrects, then it'll get into that box. But I think very high probability it will get into this box. It's just a matter of, will it do it on the initial five-wave move up, or will it be on the C wave coming up? All right, I got 2 minutes here. What's the price range of that box? On this, it's 167 to 194. But like I said, I think that 171 is going to be definitely met. I just don't know, which wave, this initial wave or after a bigger correction happens. All right, I got 1 minute. Any last little question? Let's see how. Checked how many people are here. Oh, just you, Julian. All right, not starting the year off too well for live viewership. Okay, well, I'm gonna sign off here. Yeah, well, you can rewatch that video. That's a relief. Thank you, sir. Yeah. I just, you just have to, when it breaks 46, just really just watch it literally every 15 minutes. Just if you see a quick spike down, you might want to start thinking about having some type of plan and process of partial profit, full profit, something. Hate to see you lose all that profit and you have to wait another 2 months as it corrects. The Discord channel is growing. That's good. Yeah. This week, all of a sudden, I think 3 new people, 3 or 4. So yeah, that's growing. So yeah, hopefully we can get that pumping up more like the YouTube subscribers. All right, I'm gonna log off here. So I will see you in Discord throughout the week, and have a good rest of your weekend. Thanks. Bye.